Hello and welcome back to my channel. How are you today? I wanted to do a quick video just showing you kind of updated how I now wear my clip-in hair extensions. So I did a video when I first got them, which I think was about 5 years ago. It's on this channel still, but since then I've had them cut a couple of times. They're a different length, I feel like the way I put them in and stuff is different now. And I've had a few people ask me how I put in my clip extensions because they struggle, and mine always look good, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop them in on camera for you today, just for anyone who wants to see, really. Just, you know, my clip-in hair extensions are from Hair Rehab London. They were the Luxe Volume clip-ins, and I got them in the length, I think it was 18-inch at the time, but I have had them cut since. Yeah, you can still get them. I think they're under a different name now, and they now offer different ones. They actually now have, they now do a seamless clip-in hair extension, which is like a much flatter band. And being a fine hair kind of girl, I wish I want those ones, kind of. Can't really justify the upgrade at the moment because mine are perfectly good after 5 years. They're still fantastic. So anyway, let's pop them in and see how they look. Okay, so I've got myself in a good position, hopefully. So here are my extensions. Like I said, I've had them quite a long time. I've actually been thinking I might have to colour them soon because I've never coloured these extensions. But like I said, I've had them about 5 years, I think, 4 years, 5 years. And they have, I will say, the only negative I'll say is they have faded a bit, but I've washed these nigh on 25, 30 times, and yeah, so the colour has faded, but I don't blame them. They've lasted me a very long time. But I think I could probably stick a darker colour over it just to get it to blend in that bit more. But to be honest, when they're in, they're not that obviously different. Like, I feel like in person, they probably show up different on camera, to be honest, but in real life, there really is very little difference. But as you can see, they're still in marvellous condition and beautiful. I just wash them with a sulfate-free shampoo whenever I feel like they really need it, and I'll give it 2 shampoos. And then I use a really luxurious conditioner on them personally. So I like to use the Kerastase Elixir Ultime Conditioning Mask. And I basically, if I'm doing a mask on my own hair and these need a wash, I'll do it on both. So I'll just smother them in the conditioner and leave it on there for like a good 10 minutes or so. And then I'll rinse it off, and I always hang them up to air dry. And then once they are completely air dried, I will then just run the straighteners over them. I also just occasionally put in a little bit of the number 7, the Olaplex number 7 bonding oil. I think it's the number 7 or 6. I think it's 7. And I'll just put a little bit through the ends. But they have stayed in remarkably good condition, as you can see. Look at that shine. So what do I use to put in my extensions? I use a cheap hairspray. I just use the Tresemme one. I don't use this on my hair generally. I only use this for applying conditioners. I don't use this on my hair generally. I only apply this. I don't use this on my hair normally. I only use this when putting my clip-in extensions in because it adds a bit of stick and it just helps them stay in. I use just a basic comb. This one's a Denman, but any comb with small little things. I use a clip, and I keep my Tangle Teezer on hand just to brush through as I go. Now on this occasion my hair is very straight and the extensions are very straight, so I'm just going to put them in and just see how they look for you. But if I was going to be wearing them curly or wavy, I would quite often, I go between. If I'm wearing my hair curly, I will put these in, and as I go, so I'll put 2 in and then curl my hair and the extensions at the same time, and then another 2 and then curl that later. Whereas if I'm wearing them like big waves, I will actually style these, like I'll hang them. I have a hanger that Hair Rehab London sold me as well, that you clip them into, there it is, and I'll hang them on a door or on a doorknob or something, and I will style these by themselves. I'll curl them and pin the curls, and I'll leave them to cool, and then later I'll just lightly wave my real hair and then put these in, and they're just pre-done. It saves a lot of time. Now with this Luxe Volume set that I bought at the time, you've got 2 3 clips, 2 2 clips, 1 big 4 clip, which is like your big volume giver one, and then you've got 4 individuals. Now, over time, I've realised that I am better off not using the full set every time because I have got very fine natural hair. So what I tend to do is I tend to wear just one of the 2 clips at the base of my neck. The other 2 clip I actually don't use, so it's kind of a spare. In fact, it hasn't even been cut, so it's a lot longer than the rest of the extensions. And then I'll wear the 2 3s, one on top of the other, the 4, and then I just wear 2 of the individuals around here at the front just to help this, you know, help bring the length forward. And then if I'm feeling really fancy, I'll wear all 4 of the individuals. But I don't usually, because when I wear all 4, the last 2 I put right up near my parting, and that's fine for like photographs and for like the occasional night out. But if I was going somewhere windy or somewhere where my hair is going to move around a lot, I don't like having them this high because I am a little bit too paranoid that my hair is just going to blow and the extension is going to be right there, really obvious. Right, let's get started. So the first thing I'll do is take my fingers behind my ears and kind of go...
Interesting question.
Right, Siri? So yeah, the first thing I'll do is section off just about that much of my hair. So there's probably about ½ inch to 1 inch of my hair there. So it really is a very small amount. And with the fine tooth part of my comb, I'll just back comb just the root of that, just the top. Not too regressively, just gently, just to put a bit of texture in. And then once it's back combed, I will take this hairspray and spritz, 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 spritz. And all that's going to do is basically make it sticky. Okay, so I'm going to take my 2-piece extension. And I'm literally just going to place that right in there. And what I do is I take my thumb and go underneath the section and push that back combed hair up into the clip. Same on both sides. And then once it's really in there, clip it shut. Give it a little feel, just pull it down with my fingers a little, see if it wiggles. It's not wiggling, it ain't going anywhere. That is 1 in. Next, I'll basically take another section that is no more than 1 inch above that. So again, ½ inch to 1 inch worth of hair between that extension and the next one. This one's coming up more towards my ears. Like I said, my hair's very fine naturally, so it's actually quite easy for me, but it does mean that I have to be careful about clips and things not showing through. So again, I've just back combed the very root of that and spritz, spritz, spritz. Oh, another tip I've got for you is if you are going to get your clip-in extensions cut, once you've had them cut and you get home from the salon, as you take them out, number them so you know exactly where they need to go next time you put them in. And I've got a little tip for how I number them, which I think is fantastic personally. I take nail polish and just put a couple of blobs on the clips. So my first one has just 1 blob. This one has 3, so I know it's not the one I need to use. This one has just 2 blobs. And so yeah, I number them from 1 up to 5 or what have you. And I do the same thing with the individuals. I number 1 as in the one I wear lowest and 2 as in the one I wear highest. Right, so number 2, let's pop this in. Right, next one. Again, it's no more than sort of ½ inch to 1 inch above that one. You can use, if you want, you can use a mirror. So stand in front of a mirror and have a mirror behind you to check how straight your line is. I've been doing it so long now that I'm just used to it, so I can feel with my fingers that that's quite a straight line. There we go. Piece number 3. Over time, I have gone through different phases of wearing these in different orders, but this is the order that I actually like the best, and it's also the order I chose to keep it in when I last went to get my hair cut. So I took these to the person who always cuts my hair, which is my friend Kelly, and I asked her if she wouldn't mind cutting my extensions for me. So what we did is I had an appointment where she cut my real hair, and then I quickly put my extensions in at the end of the appointment, and she just trimmed them to the length I wanted, because these were very long when I first got them. And I felt, again, with my fine hair, I didn't feel that they looked real enough for me to pull off on a regular basis. It just became something that it was like just for a party sort of thing. Whereas I wanted to wear these a lot and to give myself more volume, if not length. So that's why I started basically getting them cut to the exact length I'd love my real hair to be, which is right here. And they do give my hair so much volume, which I love. Like, look at that. It's not even the whole set yet. That's just like a few. And it's just so much more voluminous. Okay, so this is my last main piece. This is my 4 clip. This is what I'm going to put in. Now this one, I actually do a bit differently. So I actually go quite close to the top of my head I kind of go from like my temples to the back, and I try to just make sure that I'm giving myself a decent amount of hair at the top, that there's enough that's going to cover these extensions. So I never want them to be on show. That's my worst nightmare. There we go, I've got a nice level there, I think. So again, little back comb all the way around this piece, and this one is actually going to come around towards the front of my face as well. I don't have a mirror here, so I'm kind of trying to see myself in the viewfinder. Give it a brush. Can you see how thick this is? Like, this is why, again, I wish I should have researched it, but I don't think it's called the Luxe Volume range anymore. I think it's called something else, but if you go on the website, it's very obvious which one it is. But how thick and luxurious is this hair? Can you believe I've had this for so many years? Can you believe it? The only thing, oh, another thing, I tell you what, I will say, another con, but it's not really a con, it's to be expected. I've had it a long time. But a few of these clips over the years did come loose. However, they're so easy to fix. If you can see, they're literally just stitched on through these little holes on the clips. So all I did was take a needle and thread and just sewed them back on. It really wasn't difficult. And if the clips break, there's loads of places you can buy these clips. So if a clip broke on you, you could buy another one. I actually find the little click shut so satisfying. When brushing the hair extensions, obviously it doesn't, you know, it's common sense really to be gentle. And if you're really brushing them or brushing curlier hair, I put my hand against the clip-in, the root, and I'll just brush the length, because that way it's going to stop that from pulling. Like, again, I have fine hair. If you do, you'll know what I'm talking about. You don't want anything that's going to risk snapping that fine hair. So, yeah. This little fringe business. What's going on here? I kind of like it. Hello. Right, so that is the bulk of the extensions in. That is all of the back extensions. So the extensions are in, but you can see there's a very obvious point here at the front, and that is because my extensions are only at the back. So I've got this short hair here, but that is what the individuals are for. Now again, with when you get your extensions cut in, or how you wear your extensions, it's all down to personal preference. So it's what feels comfortable for you. For many years, I wore my individuals. I used to have one cut to be up here near the top of my head, and one cut to be right above my ear. But over the years, I've realised that having it close to my ear doesn't feel particularly comfortable. So now, considering that when my hair extensions are in, you're not really going to see this area, I now wear one roughly around the same point as the fore clip. So kind of around my temple, and then if I'm going heavy, I wear the other one above that. And I find that, again, with my hair type, that looks perfectly good. It doesn't need to go down near my ear. So yeah, that's just what I do. But you've got to try them on and see how you feel comfortable wearing them. Okay, you are zoomed in. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of come in roughly where my 4-piece extension is. Ooh. And I'm just gonna clip my hair out of the way. It's roughly around here, maybe a little lower actually. I'm not doing the neatest job, but this is how I do it, to be honest. So yeah, there's the end of the 4-piece. I can feel it right there. It's around the same point. And then in the mirror, I'm just gonna look and make sure that that length matches in with the others. And no, I think it needs to go a bit lower actually. So I'm gonna go a little lower. Oh, again, this is weirdly hard without a mirror. The individuals is where I find that I have to be a lot more careful with where I put them in. And quite often I will find that I'll put the individuals in, and then after a few minutes, I'll notice that it's slipping or it feels a bit uncomfortable. So it's the I would say it's more that you've got to be particularly careful. And I would even put it in and then give it like a walk around, give it a brush, just make sure that it's sitting exactly where I need it to be sitting. So yeah, let's go with that then. So where are we? Here, pin it in. Not right near my skin, just a couple of millimeters away. And see if that sits with the rest of the extensions. See, that's pretty good. I don't usually wear my extensions straight, so this is interesting. But I do love how they look straight, but ordinarily I would wave my hair. So yes, now we have that front piece done as well. Feels pretty solid. I just don't want it to slip down, because I've definitely had it a few times where I've been out and about and I've gone like this, or caught my hair with like a bag strap, and this will slip. Because it's just one clip, it's obviously not going to be as secure as ones with multiple clips, but if they slip, it's not too difficult to quickly like unclip, push up, clip back in again. I've done it many times. Brush them all together. I partly brush them just to help, you know, blend it all and make it all nice and smooth, but also we are kind of testing just to make sure they don't slip, and the brush will help do that. So this is the exact way that I would do my hair every time I wear extensions, to be honest, but I would quite often then put a quick wave in my hair. I'm not going to do that today because actually I'm enjoying my hair straight, but there, this is exactly how I wear them. So what are we thinking? Like I said, the colour is not as matchy as it once was, but I think I might just buy a box colour, even a semi-permanent one, so it's not to damage the extensions. But yes, I think that's it. The only other thing I would do, like I said, is occasionally I might wear the top extensions as well to really add to that like overall length, just to give it that extra oomph. I'll do that today because I might take a couple of Instagram pictures. Another tip I've got for you is, do you remember I said about that top piece and how I always want to make sure that it's not going to show, so you put enough hair above it? Something I will definitely do before I went out somewhere is I would take this back section of my hair, lift it up and back comb it, and then gently brush it back down. And what that will do is backcombing the hair above the extension basically gives it a little foundation, so that if the wind blows, it's not gonna move and separate as much, because there's that like knotting there. So that's something I would always say is just backcomb above the extension a bit, and it would just help to stop the hair separating and showing off the weave, or the, whatever you call it, the thing, the line. But anyway, for the sake of the video, I'm just going to pop these top ones in, and then I'll quickly show you the final result of having all of them in. So again, I can only really wear these two pieces, and this isn't because of the extensions, this is because of how I've had them cut, but I can only wear these these top pieces if I've got a centre parting, because they've just been cut to fit right there, if you know what I mean. Okay, that's one individual in. Sorry, my SD card just plopped up as saying it's full, so I don't know if I caught myself putting the last one in. There's no denying that when you wear these little high up individuals, it makes the whole situation look so much more real and so much more fabulous. It just makes the haircut look less layered, and it starts to look more like a very long one length kind of situation. That is my Hair Rehab London extensions. Hair Rehab London Luxe Volume clip-ins, purchased like about 5 years ago, still going very strong, if not exactly the right colour for me now. Cut by my dear friend Kelly Johns at the Tony & Guy in Salisbury, and yeah, I absolutely love them. I hope you do too. And yes, if you enjoyed this video, if it was helpful at all, or if you've got any questions, please comment below. And if you just want to be supportive and a loving friend, then click that link, click that like button rather, because it will help this video show up in more places. But yes, I've been Totally Tony, and this has been a video about my clip-in extensions. There you go. Take care. Have a lovely day.